What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Wormy, and considering we're almost a month removed from Assassin's Creed Shadows, and considering numbers aren't really increasing, peaking at 64,000 concurrent players, and we really haven't heard much more about player numbers ever since they announced the 3 million player total back a few weeks ago, and considering they just recently had this massive update going to 1.0.2, in which they fixed some bugs, added in horses auto following and things like that, you would think that this game's at an all-time high. You would think people would constantly be talking about this game, and you would think 100% that Ubisoft definitely wouldn't be passive aggressive in regards to anybody still complaining about this game, correct? I mean, they're constantly telling you how successful it is, how groundbreaking it is. Heck, the game recently received a Player's Choice Award for PlayStation. I mean, people should be praising this game. Why would Ubisoft ever think that it needs to be passive aggressive or take shots at any of the critics? Because it's not like they actually ended up doing that. And we come over here to Ubisoft support's account, finding it difficult to navigate in Japan, scaling unclimbable cliffs, and struggling through impenetrable forests. Don't worry, roads were invented for this purpose. You can also use the guided ground marker if you need a little extra assistance in directions. Now, I could play a little bit of this video. It's not a whole lot there. It's just showing somebody not being able to traverse cliffs and getting caught in the forest, okay? And normally, you would be one of the people here that would say, you know what? This is probably not a big deal, but considering this is talking about one of the franchises that it's known for its parkour, tree climbing, and cliff climbing, yeah, this is very passive aggressive, and it's almost like the criticism of not being able to do basic parkour that has been in the game since, well, Assassin's Creed 3 right here, in which you were openly climbing trees all over the place, getting to go up and down, getting to use this for viewer sites or things like that. We can even come over here to Facebook, in which we have more examples of people climbing trees in other games, such as Black Flag right here. We also end up having things over in Unity, as well as climbing trees and doing parkour there. We can even come over here to cliff climbing back in Assassin's Creed Origins as a good example here, and just scaling a mighty cliff to try to get up to a view spot. Or we can come over here to Valhalla, which was one of the big games prior to this, in which you can climb the largest mountain in the game. Yeah, it's almost like the standard of living that's been in the franchise since its inception has now been removed, and people are criticizing this. And instead of addressing it and saying, hey, you know what? There's more bamboo, or there's not a whole lot of trees, or there's this or that, or just some BS excuse for why you didn't put this into the game to begin with, your answer to all the criticism is to come out here and be extremely passive aggressive towards. Say, well, we added in roads. If you want to get to where you want to get to, just use the guided marker on the ground. I mean, that's what we put it in there for, but that's ignoring one of the key criticisms here. You see, people are criticizing the fact that you can't scale mountains and you can't scale trees, because that was a key aspect of Assassin's Creed for years. People were able to do insane parkour. People were able to run through the forest, jump on a tree, and be able to climb all the way up it. Sometimes you even had view spots on top of that tree that would help build out your map. These were important fan favorite aspects of the game that for some reason you decided to remove, and you ultimately ended up making Assassin's Creed Shadows a whole lot more boring, a whole lot more paint by the numbers, and ultimately you took out the exploration part of Assassin's Creed and replace it with go travel the road. If it wasn't for the fact that this is Assassin's Creed, this is their bread and butter, parkour, climbing, adventure, a lot of this is key to what makes these games really fun and unique, and instead of acknowledging that you removed it and acknowledging that people are extremely disgruntled about the fact that you removed it, you decide to come out here, put out a passive aggressive post, essentially saying you don't give a damn about fans that are criticizing you for removing the parkour aspect. There's roads. That's what this looks like. And this really does reek of desperation at this point. Again, as I stated at the beginning of this video, we haven't heard an updated number from 3 million players since March 27th. We haven't heard anything on sales data yet or anything about how well this game is actually doing. This was the last known information we ever received from it, and from all evidence, it is starting to look like people have checked out of Assassin's Creed and the game was a total bust. And because of that, they're getting desperate, they're getting passive aggressive, and they're becoming very catty because they know nobody likes their slop. But hey, that's just my take on all this. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out friends, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell for every time I put out a video and go live, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.